Hello guys, good morning, good evening and good night to you, whatever you are. In today's video, I'll show you guys my final FPL draft. But before we start, let me show you guys the changes that I made from my previous draft. So before, I had Vinaigrette, but now I have Rich James. I changed Gordon with Stephen and Davies with Mitrovic and Ings with Calvert-Lewin. I'll explain why I did them later on in the video, so make sure you stay tuned in. So, there's goalkeepers, McCarthy and Button. McCarthy is his first choice, obviously, and he's going to make a good amount of saves. He's going to get a good amount of clean sheets, and he has a good run of fixtures, so I think I should choose him. Button is just for that. He's 4 million, so he's cheap. I think I'll not use him ever, so he's good. Then, Reece James, 5 million instead of Vinagre. Why did I choose him? Well, Reece James is most likely going to play the first 2 or 3 game weeks, and I want to wait and see how the Wolves defenders will do in the first 2 or 3 game weeks. And if they do well, I'll probably change Reece James with one of them. And also, the first 2 game weeks or 3 game weeks, Reece James has a good fixtures. He has Brighton, then Liverpool, then West Brom. So those are good fixtures that I can play him in, except Liverpool. And then with Liverpool, I can put him on the bench and put someone else in. Then Mitchell, he's cheap and he's most likely not going to play any game. So I just put him on the bench, get the funds. Then Justin, 4.5 million. He's a good player, right back, and can possibly play left back. And he can assist Vardy some games in these 2 or 3 games that he has a good run of fixtures. Then Trent Alexander-Arnold is a must, I think. He's 7.5 million. Yes, he's a bit expensive for defense, but he's worth it. He's going to most likely get many clean sheets and many assists. Then I chose Davies from Tottenham because they have a good run of fixtures and Tottenham might surprise us and attack. So then Davies might also attack, but also there is Doherty on the right side, which is too expensive for me, so I don't think I'll be able to get him. Then Aubamyang as the midfield. Aubameyang is the captain for me for the first 2 game weeks, then I'll trade him down to De Bruyne or Sterling in game week number 3. That is because the first 2 game weeks are Fulham and West Ham. I wouldn't be surprised if Aubameyang scores 2 or 3 goals in those game weeks, so I think he's an essential option for those 2 game weeks. Then Stephens, because Gordon with Everton is most likely not going to play, especially with Everton buying many players. But Stephens might play some games, and he's 4.5 million, so he is cheap. I'll play him on the bench most of the game weeks because I have other midfielders that can play. But we'll see what will happen. And then Mo Salah with Liverpool, 12 million. He's a bit of a risk because I don't know if he would play well in the beginning of the season. But I think if I don't play him, then I wouldn't be surprised if he does well. So it's a risk that I don't want to take. Yes, I do know that if I downgrade Salah to maybe Kai Havertz, then I will have funds to get Saint Maximin to another player. But I think Salah is not worth risking. Then, as I said, Saint Maximin is my another player that I have in the midfield, and I think he's a good player that can assist Callum Wilson, who is now a Newcastle player. Also, Saint Maximin might also score some goals, and he creates a good amount of chances. He is 5.5 million, so he is cheap, but I think he's a good player. Then, Son. I'm still not sure if I should choose Son or Dele Alli, but I think Son is most likely going to start more games than Dele Alli, and Son is a better player than Dele Alli in my opinion. So he might score more goals than Dele Alli, and he might score more goals than other players in the midfield, like Kai Havertz, who's 8.5 million. So I think I choose Son, and if Kai Havertz starts greatly and in the first 3 or 4 game weeks he performs well, I'll downgrade Son to Kai Havertz. Now my attack. I have Werner at 9.5 million. I might trade him down to Martial in the game week 2 or 3 or 4, but I think I'll keep him in the first game week because he's essential for the first game week. Because I don't think there's any other striker that is good enough for the first game week except Jamie Vardy. But Jamie Vardy is 10 million, which is 0.5 million extra than Werner. And I don't have that 0.5 million. If I did have that 0.5 million, I might have used him for Jamie Vardy. Now, I made 2 transfers for the attack, which was Davies and Ings for Calvert-Lewin and Mitrovic. Calvert-Lewin and Mitrovic, in my opinion, will get more points than Ings by himself because Davies is not going to play for me, and with this, I can play a 3-4-3 formation. So guys, let me tell you my team and how I will start them. So obviously, first choice goalkeeper is McCarthy. Then I'm going to play 3 at the back with Alexander-Arnold, James, and Justin as my defenders. All 3 of them have good fixtures. Salah as vice captain, Saint Maximin against West Ham, Son against Everton, and Aubameyang as the captain versus Fulham. I am pretty sure he's going to score at least 1 goal. Then my attack is the 3 attackers: Mitrovic, Werner, Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin has possibly the hardest fixture out of all the rest of my team against Tottenham, but I think he might score 1 goal, and if he doesn't score a goal, hopefully he makes assist. We'll see what will happen. And guys, if you disagree with my team and you want to give me advice, tell me in the comments below. I will respond to them. And then thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And make sure to subscribe. And goodbye.